If you have followed the news on the drug crisis in San Francisco and the Bay Area, you've probably heard about the term harm reduction. It's an approach aimed at reducing the impact of drug use in a dignified way by doing things like using in a safer way, meeting people where they're at, and treating drug users with respect. Now, there has been a lot of debate about what is the right approach to helping people who are struggling with addiction. But in many cases, advocates say getting people help quickly makes all the difference in the world. And now a familiar name is throwing its hat into the ring in the effort to get people recovered and back on their feet.
As San Francisco tries to take better control over its drug crisis, there is a group kind of jumping up and down, begging to be a greater part of the relief effort, and that group now includes someone we have met before.
This program was designed in response to the needs of the community, and we set out to create a safe space for people who were trying to get away from all drugs.
2 years ago, we introduced you to Steve Adami, who after 2 decades in and out of jail and prison ultimately landed a job with the San Francisco Probation Department, where he ran the city's only abstinence-based recovery program. But the only way to get into that program was to come out of jail, which is something we don't want people to have to do, right? So what is Steve Adami doing now? Well, he has a new job trying to take the same idea to more people.
Yeah. Our facility is basically not being utilized to its fullest capacity.
That is the new job, filling the empty beds at the Salvation Army's on-demand detox and residential treatment program.
Right now in San Francisco, we've doubled down on housing first and harm reduction. And while those are useful strategies, we need additional strategies like treatment on demand and recovery-focused transitional housing.
It was that time I just woke up one day. It was kind of like a spiritual awakening, and I just couldn't do it no more. I got tired of being tired. So
Joshua Brathwaite is among those who came here looking for help. He is now in their initial 180-day recovery program. Everything here is based on abstinence.
It doesn't work for everybody. You know, I believe, what helped me, you have to want it. I don't think, I've been through this, through recovery before, but I was doing it for the wrong reason. I was doing it for somebody else.
And as they complete treatment, they transition into a recovery-focused transitional housing program for an additional few years where they work on formal education, vocational training, career development.
This is my room, come on in.
Joseph DeMaria is now 11 months into recovery.
I have a really good job in the mall, I'm a manager, and I'm saving up money to just finish my classes and becoming a substance abuse counselor because I want to get back to the community. Service is really big for me, and that's how you stay sober.
And in the coming months, the plan is to take all of this and scale it up.
So the building was built in the 50s, and it was the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center.
So we are looking at the 3rd floor wing that come January will be completely remodeled.
The old mission facility is now being renovated, adding more beds on unused floors.
106 people in recovery, rebuilding their life, and just restoring hope, I think, to others.
The Salvation Army is hoping to become a larger piece of the city's answer to the drug crisis, lobbying for direct referrals and more funding, while pushing back against perceptions that the institution is outdated.
We don't discriminate. We are open to anyone who is seeking help.
And we are just wanting the city to recognize that, the open drug scenes and the addiction with the fentanyl crisis, that there are hundreds and hundreds of people on the streets that need a recovery-based approach.
I'd look at it, I chase my recovery the same way I used to chase drugs. I go all gas, no brakes.
So it is an old familiar name offering help during a new kind of drug crisis. And Adami, for one, is convinced that for a lot of people, it can be the way out.
We need to make promises that we can keep. And one promise we can keep is we can help people reclaim their lives if we start really promoting recovery and demonstrating that change is possible. People want to do better, and they need to be given the opportunity to do better.
At the same time, San Francisco lawmakers are pushing a plan to put Narcan in every pharmacy in the city.